All right, today I want to introduce two new applications on our next level belts. The applications are the 24 and newer XP1000 RZR and the 24 and newer Polaris Xpedition. Real quick, Polaris does not make, believe it or not, a belt specific for those two vehicles plus the Ranger XP1000. They actually, all three, use a 16 turbo RZR belt. So when the bigger, larger clutches are introduced to 16, they made that belt. They quickly found out with the compounds that were available to them back then, that belt was not strong enough, so they had to make it beefier for 17, but they had that particular belt. It fits, it works on these lower horsepower models that all three of these that I just mentioned. So they go with it. So that particular belt was never intended to go on any of those three, but yet it will work. And it costs them less money to produce that belt than the thicker one, and therefore that's why they do it. So enter in us. What we've done is we created a belt not too long ago. This is one of our next level belts, the Hunterworks 925TC. All right, this is a new manufacturer. This is actually the RZR turbo belt that we've been shipping for the past month. We finally got our stock down of our older belts that for these models we're talking about today, and we have switched over to the new turbo belt. And what is it? It is a much higher performing or reliable compound, much stronger, and it does not have to be as thick, which in turn means it runs cooler. Okay, cooler is better. There's less clutch noise with it. It works great. Like I said, we've been shipping it for about a month for turbos, and to my knowledge, of course, it's only been a month, but trust me, that month is probably 200 or 300 of these belts, this particular belt out of here. I haven't heard a single issue yet. I'm tickled to death with that. So enter in again this particular belt for these 24 newer RZRs, 24 newer Xpeditions. I will tell you this, a little bit of cat out of the bag type deal. We are in development on a specific Ranger XP1000 belt, and not necessarily use this on the Ranger even though it would work. Well, why is that? Because a Ranger is a work vehicle, it is a slow vehicle, and it would benefit from a thicker belt with more friction, that can engage sooner, that can hold on to the belt for less slippage during work environments. Well, guess who else could benefit from said belt? A RZR Xpedition turbo owner who does rock crawling or who does technical riding could benefit this. Of course, it's going to enter in some confusion. Well, which one do I get? At least we're not like one company that has 6 for the same model, which is just silly. And I bet if you ordered all 6, a couple of them are going to have the same part numbers, foolery. But nonetheless, how will you choose? Well, it's simple. If you spend extremely small amount of time doing slow, just go with a regular belt, if you will. And if you only do, or 80% or 90% of your time, you're doing technical riding and rock crawling, when it's available, you will want to do it. Now, I'll also tell you a little bit too much information today. I'm getting ahead of myself. But we'll probably even offer a combo where you go, well, I kind of do both, and I don't mind swapping belts. I go to Moab this weekend, and I go to the dunes that weekend. Well, I'll take both. We'll sell you a combo at 20 bucks off. You get 2, you get 20 bucks off the belt, something like that. But this is more about introduction to the new next level belt for the 24 newer RZR and 24 new Xpedition. So far, no issues and no noise. They're tickled to death the way it works. So check them out. And in short term, you will not be able to get this particular belt on Amazon because we do fulfill by Amazon. So we have some of the old stock there, and it would take a month or 2 to get that out. So in the short term, if you want to make sure that you get this one, order it directly from Hunterworks or Hunterworks One. Any questions, Todd at hunterworks.com. Thank you.